Radio Rahim with Malik Scott, 2 Americans here on the British side of the pond.
Yes.
It is an incredible joy and pleasure always to see my brother.
Always.
It's been a long time, and we haven't really had a chance to catch up on what's happening in the sport, and so much has transpired. Not the least of which has been these changes in the boxing community. We've gotten new energy from Dana White and Zuffa.
Yes.
We were out in Vegas. We've seen what that looks like. I'm curious what it looks like to you.
Well, it looked like evolution for starters. Let's start right there, right? Let's start with Netflix. The numbers that Crawford and Canelo did, I don't know the exact, but I know the attendance was something like the number was higher than when Muhammad Ali, I think, fought Leon Spinks. It was a record-breaking number like that.
41 million streams, I believe.
Right, evolution is happening. And some of us don't want to go along with this. And this is the uncomfortable part, I guess. Because when change comes, people sometimes, they get stagnated in comfortability. But being so the fact I come from being a fighter and I'm here coaching and I've been in boxing my whole life, I understand fighters and even some promoters having a problem with it because they see it going in a very selfish direction, you can say. I'm not too sure if it is. I just know that I'm a professional boxing coach, a boxing analyst, a film study junkie, and whatever is good for boxing, I'm all for. But what I'm really for is what's best for the fighters. I want the fighters to excel. I want the fighters to get paid good money because it's lives at risk. And that's not for play, that's for real.
Well, the fighter's money is directly related to the trainer's money. Trainer ain't making more money if the fighter's making less money.
Yes.
The question is always what's good for the fighter when we speak politically. Now, behind these closed doors and back rooms, is everybody looking out for the fighter's best interests? Probably not. But on camera, everyone's going to say, oh, yeah, it's what's best for the fighter.
Especially former fighters like myself.
Right. But in your case, being a former fighter and being a trainer and having a relationship with the community that has, I believe, unquestionable, I'd take you at your word. You are looking out for the fighters. It makes sense. As I said, also, economically, there's no conflict there. You want the fighter to make more so you can make more.
Yes.
What system, then, do you think best serves the fighter? And there's a lot that goes into it. It's not all money, but it's opportunity. Eddie Hearn had said no fighter wants a Zuffa belt no more than they want a Matchroom belt. They want the annaled history belts that
they want the belts that they've been seeing
had
since they was kids. They want the belts that they favorite fighters had. They want the belts that is known for being recognized, that you're validated if you have this belt. Now, and all these in the last, we'll say 50, 60, whatever, how many years, these belts have never been threatened. Right now, it come across like it's a big threat in town. And the belts and the sanctionings could possibly, I don't want to say disappear, but they are against possibly some heavy competition to get rid of them. And that's coming across like it's making a lot of people uncomfortable, especially people that's been eating off of the game in a heavy way from the same system.
And there's a younger generation. Like when Eddie says that, yeah, someone of my age or your age has this great reverence for the history of these belts. But I'm not sure if the 20-somethings, if the 18 and 16-year-olds who are coming through and turning over are more interested in that, or they're more interested in what they're seeing from Jake Paul and social media and the kind of earning that they could potentially have.
Right. It's funny you say that. My wife said that to me too. Because I'm like, man, coming up, I love this belt. I love that belt. I love these sanctions. And she's like, well, yeah, but the younger generation that's coming, they really don't care about these belts that you've seen, these BAs, these BCs. They don't even know what that is. They identify them through color and fame, but it has no real representation to stick with them in their heart. They're not really chasing that. What they are chasing is popularity. What they are chasing is high revenue. If that makes sense, and I believe these young fighters is going to go in that direction. And I ain't gonna say the powers that be that's getting ready to make these moves, I think they have a clear understanding of money talk and bullshit run a marathon. But saying that, from what I heard, the purses is not even that sexy from what I heard. So we'll just have to see. I just know that I'm very impressed right now with Turki Al-Sheikh. I'm very impressed with the great matchups. I'm very impressed with how boxing has transcended, and now we are fighting in Saudi Arabia. I could see you here, then we'll end up in Saudi a week from now together. That wasn't a thing a few years ago. We in Saudi, baby.
Now, what you just said is why I love speaking to you, because I don't need a segue with you. You bring it yourself.
Yes.
The purses and the contracts that have been leaked, or you can get a peek at them off record, are not significant money. Certainly not competitive with the kind of money that a fighter would be expecting to earn if they were A-side superstar status, right? These are entry level, maybe, small hall show kind of money.
Right.
But the platforms that they can be seen on, if this holds true, we're talking Paramount Plus, we're talking the kind of visibility that UFC has had because Dana White has known how to promote on that side. Well, if you say and expect it to translate into boxing, and then the Netflix, what it appears to be like graduate to the ring environment, that might draw in a younger crowd of like, okay, well, I may not be getting the purse from the promoter, but I'm getting the visibility, and I can turn that, and that's why I mentioned Jake Paul, into that kind of revenue as I'm generating now as a personality.
Well, I think if that route is considered, it obviously it is, because it's happening, right? I will say that most fighters, deep down, whether they're top tier fighters or even say younger fighters coming, the critique that Gervonta is getting for the Jake Paul thing, I really, really believe that it's from jealousy. I believe that he was offered a deal that is no fighter that's born from their mother wouldn't have took. I think a lot of the opinion from that come from what they really saying is, I wish that was me. I wish that was me. Obviously, you got the Shakurs and stuff like that. No, they ain't really tripping off of it like that. But from what I hear, what Tank is getting for that fight, you would have gotten there with Jake Paul. Or much less. You know what I mean?
You get me for half that.
And the reason why I'm like going in that lane, radio, is because if they keep going like this, imagine being a young fighter and your favorite fighter is doing something that comes across cool. You're going to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So that's kind of setting the stage for this next generation. Like, hey, this is okay.
Yes.
And look at the bag. So just to be clear, when you say it's jealousy, you mean the people who are criticizing Gervonta are jealous, or Gervonta is jealous of the money that other fighters have made facing Jake Paul?
No. I'm saying it just seemed like Gervonta is getting a lot of slack from people from the boxing world. And I get it, because they want to see, sometimes boxing fans are very fickle. They could love you so much, but hate that you're not fighting other fighters. But you're their favorite fighter, but they got a problem with you. Like, it come from this deep love of, you my favorite fighter, but man, fight him. I want you to fuck him up, man. Yeah, fight him too. Then after that, fight him. You're my favorite fighter. Oh, you ain't gonna fight him? Man, why you ain't gonna fight him? Hold on, time out. Like, they just want their favorite fighter to fight. So when they see Gervonta doing this, saying, no, I don't want the rematch. No, I ain't thinking about Shakur. I'm going to Jake Paul. I think the way he's going about it, it leaves a bad taste in people's mouth, because she's very shut down. He's not basically saying anything about so-called real boxing, meaning his peers, Shakur, Lamont Roach, Telefimo. He don't even say these guys' name. That could be a bit agitating to people that's in the sport, and they looking at it like, wow, you won your title here. Your big moments from here. We trying to fight you so we could get bread with you and have our own legacy with you, and you just going to dump us to go basically with the YouTuber.
There's a lot of speculation that this could be his last fight, based on his posture and the way he's kind of not even really engaged.
Very good word to describe what I feel about Gervonta lately. His posture, he just don't seem like he don't love boxing no more. And then it make you say, like, well, really, did he ever love it? I don't know. Like sometimes fighters take boxing home with them. To me, fighters that do that is fighters that love boxing. I've seen Gervonta at fights, but I haven't seen Gervonta really in the boxing world, in a boxing setting a lot. He's always almost in his own cocoon. Like, nothing really matters to him. And now, since the fight happened with Roach, and since he's been going through his legal fees, and life just take a toll on you sometimes, it come across like he putting his middle finger up to not just boxing, but almost everybody. And that right there, that posture makes people think like, oh, he don't even care. Well, it ain't, well, he don't. No, he really just don't care. You know what I mean? You got to believe people when they show you who they are. It was a time where Tyson Fury was getting on his camera. Even with you, Radio, he was getting on his camera with Cougar. He was telling people, I'm not all the way there. My wife would tell y'all, I'm bipolar, I'm dying. And then when he would do crazy stuff, people would say, what's wrong with him? He's telling you who he is. You know what I mean? But like, I believe like that's the thing with Gervonta. He's showing us who he is. He's telling us who he is. And he don't have no problem if we believe it or not. But me personally, I believe him. You can't make me think you care about boxing when everything in your mannerisms is showing me you don't really care about boxing. I'm only going off of the energy that you give me, youngin.
Well, you can't play boxing and you can't play with boxing. Right. If you're not engaged, as much experience as Gervonta has in the stardom and what he's done in the sport, obviously, well outsizes what Jake is bringing just in the ring. Yeah. Jake is bringing everything outside the ring in addition that's competitive, but if Gervonta has the kind of posture that we just discussed, is he in danger of losing to Jake Paul? Can Jake Paul beat a Gervonta who is disengaged in the way we're discussing?
Well, it's funny you say disengaging because if the irony of that was beautiful right there. Because now I'm getting ready to use the same word, but for in boxing. It's one of my favorite words I use when I'm doing my breakdowns, disengaging. That wasn't an accident. So listen to what I'm saying, Radio. If he go in the ring and he's disengaging, I don't think Paul can keep up with Gervonta if he's boxing off the back leg and using directional work and stuff like that. So disengaging will totally stop him from getting hurt. But the fact that he's dealing with a bigger man, if he just stand in front of him, there's no telling what can happen. And I know people don't want to hear this, but guess what, guys? Jake Paul can punch and he can box a little bit. He's not a bum. He can fight. Yeah, and it's actually the only thing that's weird about the fight is the weight difference. That's a huge though, yeah. But I know it's very, very huge.
You think
that right there make you think like, is this clownery going on? Is this like, is this? It just comes across like a carnival because the weight difference is just so. Gervonta's so short, Jake Paul's so big. It's an exhibition. The size gloves, 14, 16s. I heard now. It's enough to keep us doing what we do best about this noble art, dialoguing about it. You know what I mean?
Well, with all that said, then what do you expect the outcome to be?
Oh, it's an unfair question because I consider it a carnival. So you could ask me, am I going to watch the fight? Yeah, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm sure I'm going to do some breakdown and details on it because Jake Paul do cool stuff in the ring. Gervonta definitely do cool stuff in the ring. I'm going to just be so happy to see him back in the ring. I would much rather see him in the ring and let's talk about that and see him taking on Jake Paul and let's talk about that than to see him locked up, than to see him drunk, than to see him in headlines saying, Gervonta, I'm happy that he's in the Jake Paul fight. I'm happy he's getting paid. But I want him to come back also and fight Shakur and fight Teofimo. I want him in the mix. I want him to get all the money. Get the Jake Paul money, then come and get all the money here too.
Okay, well, let's go from circus to spectacle.
Yes.
What we saw just last Saturday from a proven warrior, a long-time fighter, and a great analyst in Paulie Malignaggi was an engagement, a real engagement in bare-knuckle boxing.
Yeah.
Give me your take just on that sport in general.
Very dangerous. I commend every man that do it. I commend every man that really do it too, and they do it with a smile on their face. Me and Paula, we come up in the amateurs together. I've had nothing but respect for him. Seeing him do that with a smile on his face, whatever reasons he's doing it for or not, it makes me respect him even more. Because he's willing to go in there and really put his life on the line, flesh on flesh, no leather, no gauze, against bigger men. Cut up. You see how his face and everything looks. So
this is what I'm getting at. Like, Paulie and I are not like close friends, but I have a lot of reverence for the guy. I've covered his whole career. I respect him, all that stuff. Yeah. Seeing him like that post-fight, I don't care if he was getting both Jake Paul and Tank's money together.
Yeah, Paulie looked like it was a mask. Like it looked like it was a mask.
He looked like a fucking zombie. Like, they open up the tomb and they had stitched up It's crazy.
Yeah, and he was even talking about that afterwards with a calm demeanor, with a smile on his face. And I probably talk, and it just was like, just cool. It make you respect him and make you have love for him. At least me, I'm very soft when it comes to stuff like that, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just too soft for that kind of shit. I could look at that interview he did after that fight, and it could get me choked up because he, you know what I mean? He's just a fighter. Somebody else just trying to be the best of themselves every day. We're looking at it like he putting his life on the line, but real fighters like Paulie, he's aware he's putting his life on the line, but he's willing to do that on a high level, bare knuckle. That's crazy work.
It's crazy work.
It's crazy work.
I mean, could you see yourself training a fighter for bare knuckle?
Absolutely not. And Ezra Taylor would never do bare knuckle. Ezra Taylor would never do bare knuckle.
He's a young man now. We might have, never's a long time. I see a lot of fighters retiring into the bare knuckle arena.
No, me, Mike, and Holly and the team, we ain't going for that. No bare knuckles.
Now, what if it kicks off at Nando's? You know what I mean?
He gonna go. He gonna do his thing.
Then we go bare knuckle. You see what I mean?
But like, look at all this marketability. I wouldn't take all this marketability and say let's do bare knuckle. That defeat the whole purpose. We got a whole bigger plan for Ezra after boxing. We already setting him up with stuff.
That's right, and he's got a big stage coming this Saturday. Now, listen, I am not deflecting from that because I want to talk about that at length, but I don't want to have you standing here for an hour. So let me run through some of the boxing that happens at the very top of the card. Obviously, this Wardley and Parker fight is important to boxing because it is thought that this is the bottleneck show to get to Usyk. Is the matchup warranting the prize being an undisputed shot?
For Parker, yes. And the man that beat Parker, it has to be, because he's beating the man that's supposed to be the man that deserved the shot. If Fabio Wardley go in here and knock Joseph Parker out on Saturday, I'm telling you now, I would be surprised. It would be almost unfair as it sounds to Fabio. It would be such a shame to see Joseph Parker beat 3 giants in a row, basically live in training camp for 2 years straight almost, and when it's time to get his title, he loses to somebody that is less experienced in him, that is nowhere near a complete fighter as him, but Fabio's a hungry fighter and he has an equalizer. And that equalizer don't have no picks. It could clip Parker, it could clip you, it could clip me, it could clip, you know what I mean? So that's the thing. But I think saying that, he has Andy in his corner. And Andy is a type of trainer that he respects everybody's weapons. And he's humbled enough to take your weapons away from you. And that's what I think they're going to do with Fabio. But it's just no telling. I'm not counting Fabio out, but if I was a betting man, my money would go on Parker.
Would you lay it over? If you made your money on Parker, would you lay it off on Parker Usyk? Would you let it ride?
No, I give Parker a better chance at beating Usyk than most people do. Because I think Parker, to me, he has not just one of the best chins in the heavyweight division, he got one of the best chins in boxing, period. And I just think but Usyk, and I say that because Usyk can punch a bit harder than he given credit for. Parker is a complete fighter. If Parker is someone's best heavyweight, I totally understand why. He's a hell of an individual. He's so much of a good human, you forget how much of a good fighter he is. I've never met nobody like Joseph Parker. I had probably 8 training camps with this dude. He was over generous with me with pay. He was over generous with me with my son and with my family. He was over generous with me where I stayed and how I was treated. Things that wouldn't have mattered to Joe Parker and everything would have been cool, he still made sure I was good. It was nothing to gain. And that's who Joseph Parker is. It's not about what he can get from you. It's always about how can he serve you? How can he do? And when I think about that, it makes me think about Jesus Christ, because Jesus always believed in just serving, and always that's what he wanted us to do. And that's Joseph Parker is like a testament of that. Like, you know, I'm somebody that's like that just with people in general. It's hard to root against a guy.
You have relationships like that in boxing. People say the same type of thing about you with your generosity. I can attest. You train me for free. I call you up. You put me on the pads. And so that's not a unique experience for me. Right. Obviously, your relationship with Deontay Wilder is years and years and years long, and it's close, and we're brothers, and all of that. ultimately came to a moment where he had to split.
Yes.
And
hold on, Tom. Happy birthday to my brother Deontay Wilder. His birthday is today. It's October the 22nd. My birthday is October the 16th. His birthday is on my mom's birthday. My birthday is on his mom's birthday. We tried to get the heavyweight title together. It didn't work. And guess what? We're still brothers and go through life together. Ain't that a beautiful thing, right?
It's Deontay Wilder's
birthday today.
Birthday till this day.
Yes, it is.
Every day till this
Y'all
day.
made history
It will be his birthday. And it's pleasant for me to see you, wish him a happy birthday with that kind of smile and energy. Yes. So you are still outside of the business relationship, very close. Yeah. You still speak. It's still love.
Absolutely. It's more, it's even, it just was boxing didn't work out. That was it. But people forget, like, we have a whole relationship. Like,
why don't you think the boxing worked out?
Okay, let's get to it, radio. I was waiting for these about time. You take too long to get to the stuff I really love about it.
You know what I mean? Let me give you some appetizers. Serve you some tea first.
I got you. So I think it didn't work out. Well, first of all, he lost 3 fights with me. Fury was a trilogy, was a war. He lost to Fury before, though, and he tried again. He gave it his all. We came up short. And people said they seen some sort of a difference in him in that fight. He tried new things. I commended him on that. But my work and my system really was in the Hellenius fight. The way he walked him into the bomb. Then we fought Parker. And then we fought Zhang. When we fought Parker, we hopped right back in the gym. He lost to Parker bad. He hopped right back in the gym with his same trainer, Malik Scott. He lost to Parker bad. So consciously to himself, he said, yeah, okay, that was me. Then he lost again to Zhang. Yeah, Malik, my brother, I just lost twice with him back to back. We still brothers, but I'm gonna see if something else could work out better for me. I ain't mad at nobody for that at all.
That's a common decision that a fighter will make. Well, it's got to be somebody else. It's got to be something else. And the criticism lofted at you and at me, because I'm always been out there saying that Malik Scott's my trainer of the year. This is the guy for the job. I was winding Wilder up like, yo, are you ever going to learn how to box? He was like, no. But so when he got with you, I was like, well, finally he will.
Right.
But now the criticism is, well, he can't learn how to box. This is too much for him. You're making it too complicated. You ruined a guy who had something that was working.
Right. And the thing is, like, this is just a big deal because boxing fans, like I said, are fickle. I was training one of the most recognizable faces in boxing, right? And he lost twice with me back to back. And people had their opinions about it. I hate to say this because it's just the way I live my life. Like, if I'm people, what I have said or thought what they thought about Malik, probably not. I probably would have said he probably need a different coach. But I wouldn't have been saying Malik Scott don't know shit about boxing. Malik Scott ain't no good. Fight fans, they take it so further than what it is. They could say I'm not the trainer for Wilder, but they rather disregard, they rather disrespect, they rather say everything that's totally not true. It's impossible for me not to know boxing. I've only been in it since I've been 12 years old. I'm 45. Radio, I never had another job besides boxing. I wish they could be right, and I wish I could say they right. I mean, just don't know enough. No, it's all I know. I'm not perfect. Any great trainer you can name, I can name 5 times that they lost, like off the top of my head, including Emmanuel Stewart, including Georgie Benton, like, it just comes with the game. But we had a light on us that it was so recognizable that when it happened back to back, they just come down on the coach, they come down on the fighter, and I totally get it. I'm with all the smoke. Like, I get it.
That's a gracious way to accept responsibility to some degree. But then the question is Deontay Wilder teachable in a way that improves his ability to box? Or is he a fighter who really is, excuse the expression, a one-trick pony? And as he has said, it's not just me, as he has said, he just needs to be
1 second
right once, and you got to be perfect all night. It's the same kind of thing that Wardley's saying, to be fair.
I know.
And that runs out like when you have a trilogy with a Fury that is figuring out ways to counter that. How much of this is his responsibility?
Well, all of it. It's us as a team collectively. It's me, it's JD's, it's Don House, it's Deontay, it's all of us. Like, I'll give you an example. I know it's tough, man, because I totally get people frustration when it comes to Deontay. They're used to seeing him knock people out. He's on the second half of his career. It seemed like the magic is going, so hardcore fans is going to shoot at anybody that's close to him when they're not getting what they need out of him. And if I'm close to him and I'm considered to hear, coach, I'll take that. It's no problem. It's just one of those things that people got to keep in mind. Deontay last few fights, minus the last one, has been his toughest opponents. Fury, Jang, Parker, Ortiz early on. But I would say like Parker, Jang, Fury, those are serious. Even Clipping Helenius had just came off of 2 knockout wins. He retired Adam, basically, Adam Kornacki. Mm-hmm. So like when those type of things happen, I have to keep in mind that fans are not going to understand matchmaking. Tough fights you could be in. Sometimes it's not the coach's fault or the fighter's fault. Boxing just happened. Somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. Boxing just happened. If Joe Parker and Wardley go in here and give everybody a damn good fight, somebody has to lose. If it's a knockout, right?
Yeah.
It's not Andy's fault. It's not Ben Davis' fault and Wardley corner. Boxing just happened. The same way life just happens. We're sitting here right here. Somebody could just come and bump me or punch me or whatever, and it'll be wrong. But life is happening. We're out here. We're exposed. Things can just happen. It's a real. I'm just so into reality, bro. And when I'm into reality, radio is almost like this. I'm so confident in the type of coach I am, and I'm even more confident on the type of coach I'm going to be. So that can't be broken by some people mad because their favorite fighter is on the second half of his career. He's not looking how he used to look.
The reality is that when a fighter who is dependent on a big shot is also often dependent on intimidation. Mm-hmm. Not unlike Mike Tyson. You can be great, and Mike Tyson had a lot more weapons than one big shot, obviously. But when I say intimidation, you kind of win the first round
already
before the first bell rings, because these fighters are like, oh, the knockout, they won't admit it, but they know they're afraid of it. Mm-hmm. And that fear can set you up for it.
Right.
When that goes, when you lose to a Buster Douglas, even when you have all these other skills like Mike did, but that fear element is now gone.
Right.
When you lose 3 fights in a row, then you need something else. You need then to fall back on the skill, which is what I was challenging him with after the Ortiz fight. Like, hey, you won that, but you won't be able to do that forever. Mm-hmm. You got to incorporate something else. If you can't impart that to him, I still say my favorite trainer, best trainer of that year. Yeah. And what we saw in the last time out, while he won, wasn't impressive. That's honest. Wasn't impressive. Is there another chapter for Deontay Wilder?
We're going to have to see. Time will tell. Time will tell, bro. Like, you know, I from what I hear, they got an opponent January the 16th. I don't know who the opponent is, but whoever it is, I'm going to get in the lab on the opponent and do my breakdowns and tell my brother what I see and things, loopholes that I feel he could take advantage of. And I'm going to show up at the fight, and I'm going to support him. But there's just so many questions that I really just can't answer because I just don't know, because we're dealing with a fighter on the second half of his career. And matchmaking is everything, and timing is everything, and reflexes is everything. So we're going to see. But, you know, one thing to me that don't leave, I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to say it. Next question.
One thing that don't leave is Radio Rahim. That's the one thing that don't leave. He said he tried to get Radio Rahim to leave. But you know what? And that's the one thing that don't leave. But I will leave on this question because, as you said, boxing fans can be fickle and everybody has to live with their legacy. Deontay Wilder is a huge part of yours, obviously.
No, let's get into that.
Is a huge part.
Get into that. Deontay Wilder believed in me when no one didn't. Mm-hmm. I'm forever indebted to Deontay Wilder because, like I said, he believed in me when no one did and genuinely believed in me. He didn't leave He didn't believe in me a little bit. He believed in me fully. We did some great work together, man. We ran some great drills. We had incredible days in the gym. When he buy into a system, it makes him more dangerous. You know what I mean?
Do you believe that your work with Wilder is a credit to your legacy? And post this relationship, what do you have to do to establish your legacy separate from Deontay Wilder to maybe quiet some of the critics who will take this as a blight on your legacy?
Part of my legacy is right here. And his name is Ezra Taylor. And that's what I'm focused on. And when I say he's part of my legacy, I'm saying not just with boxing. I'm predicting that
Ezra,
if he do everything that I believe he can do, and he continue to stay on the straight path how he is, he's going to be a role model for kids. Adults is going to look up to him. Women already do. But anyway, you know what I mean? Everyone is going to take to this guy right here. And it's not just about how good of a fighter he is in the ring. It's about his character outside the ring. And his character outside the ring is why he's able to do every drill that I ask him to do. He's able to do 3-4 workouts a day. He's able to run and do whatever Holly tell him. He's able to do grappling or whatever ideas I come up with to make him better. This is a real professional I have right here. And and I'm bringing it up because you just said my legacy. And my next chapter, Ezra Taylor is huge part of my legacy.
Ezra Taylor is a sought-after fighter,
yes.
A prospect, a contender, someone that can be seen in the upper echelons very soon.
Yes.
You have your pick of trainers. People would love to be in your corner and be taking a percentage of your purse. Why is this man the one to take you to the levels that he just described?
I'll be honest, you have to ask God that question, man, because I couldn't answer it. You see, this connection here, the chemistry that we have, it's God-given, man, and how we came about, it's organic, it's crazy. Big up Hally, he's the one who made it happen, and we're here, man. I'll be honest, on this camera right now, if I was looking at Malik, who was with Deontay Wilder, it wouldn't make any sense for me. But I've met Malik as a person, and that's how it came in different. You know, it's not just, like I said, it's not just inside the ring. He's tapping into my mental side, my spiritual side, which is the biggest side, and the physicality just comes with it as well. We're professionals. That's the mantra that we live by, and that's what we're doing right now. Saturday night, you'll see why we speak the way we speak. You know what I'm saying? We have this aura, this air about us, because that's what we live. You know what I'm saying? Professionals do what they need to do, no matter how they feel, no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation. Amount of sacrifice I put into this, amount of hard work I put into this, amount of time and dedication Malik has put into me in just a short space of time, it's already God-given, man. It's already written.
You're on the road. You see what is possible, purse-wise, visibility-wise. This sport right now is for the taking, for anybody who can rise to stardom. What do you see your path as, and what separates you from the other contenders out there, the other guys whose names are not yet at the top table but are being spoken about?
Everything that Malik just mentioned, man, I have unwavering determination. It's different. And again, my sacrifice is different. I don't know about them guys, 'cause I don't focus on them guys. I focus on what I need to do each and every day. I don't think about the future. I don't think about the past. I just think about putting in 110% every day. And that's working on my craft. You know what I'm saying? Malik talks about big craft. I'm working on my craft right now. We're working on our craft. I've got a solid team, and it feels amazing. I don't really know how many boxers can turn around and say that they're getting better every single day. I'm getting better every single day, and that's a scary sight for any opponent that I'm going to clash heads with. So
I'm going to let you go soon, but not yet, because this man is a teacher, not just a trainer of boxing. And the skill set that you bring to the ring can get wins without knockouts. But like I say, knockouts bring fans, knockouts bring visibility to the fighter. On Saturday night, with a card like this on a platform like the O2, do you need a knockout to make the kind of statement that you want to make about Ezra Taylor?
What I need to do is go in there and be a professional. That can be equivalent to a knockout, regardless of what it is. I'll be honest, I'm getting a knockout. That's what's happening. But I'm not out here to shout out about, oh yeah, I'm going to get a knockout. I've got power and I got this and I got that. I have all of that and more. But what I have is the professional attitude and the mindset of a world champion. All I need is in paper. Just give me the certificate and the belts, and then they will make it happen. But right now, on Saturday, you will see why I speak the way I speak, because I've been a world champion. It's been years in the making, and now things are really happening. Like my dream has turned into reality. And Saturday, it's the real deal. I'm the real deal.
Well, let me let you guys go. I'm sure like to Nando's or something. This is
Oh no, we don't do that.
no Nando's.
I just told you, professional. All he do is put celery in his body. Tomatoes
not good enough.
Spinach.
Green
Green stuff.
colors. That's what we're dealing with. Nothing but colors
Beets
right
and
there.
all that
Right?
kind of
Okay. There we go. Listen, you got a job on Saturday night to do. I have a job to do here. You couldn't stop me, but I think on Saturday night you can get a stoppage.
100%. Amen to that.
Radio Rahim with Ezra Taylor and my favorite trainer, Malik Scott.